Welcome to the Rude Dude Cast. Rude Cast!
I was muted. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rude Dude Cast, episode 169. I am joined by your boys. To this side, Newt the Root Wing, and of course on his other side, Big Mike Terry. Mike Terry, do you have audio? His Discord just crashed. Welcome to our first segment. This is called Technical Difficulties. Nate Wing, how you doing?
Dude, I am rude in the time of Corona. I'm happy to be here with you. I was happy to be here momentarily with Big Mike Terry, but until he comes back, we'll just enjoy this time between you and myself. You look like you're achieving visual cues about the status of Mike Terry.
No,
okay.
Not at all. I was just fixing your audio level.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm a very loud person. I'm often very inconsistent with the way that I talk. It's much of a audio director's nightmare. But it looks like, Big Mike Terry is perhaps enjoying himself over there.
He's somewhere.
Twisting the nipple of the of what Discord is capable of. But
I can see you, folks.
Oh, okay. We hear you. You just got to turn your camera off and then turn it back on. There should be a button. There you go. Hey.
Welcome to the Rude Dude Cast.
There he goes. There he goes.
I had a sassy intro, in the mind, but it's been about 2 years since
2 years.
It's
been 2 long years.
That sort of thing regurgitate from myself, so I'm pretty sure I would have been like that pie contest in Big Fish when somebody eats a lot of pie and throws up.
I don't know.
No, that's not Big Fish. That's Stand By Me.
That's Stand By Me. Okay, yeah, I knew.
Lord.
Stephen King hates fat kids. No one knows why.
Oh my God! We'll get to it about Stephen King.
We'll get to it.
It's The Outsider.
Yeah.
Yo,
all right.
One of y'all tell the folks who we are. What we were about.
I might as well do it since this is happening on my Twitch. Speaking of, if you're a normal listener of the Rude Dude Cast, if you're an audio listener and have no idea where we've been for the last 2 years, we've just been in hiatus, not existing in any capacity, just suspended in the universe, waiting for the day for the Rude Dude Cast to return. We are currently streaming, if you're listening to this later, on my personal Twitch page, because this is all just a ruse for me to grow my Twitch a little bit more.
We're happy to do it.
Also, this would be a good time to address the chat. Hello, Melanie, in the chat. I think we all know who you are. And anybody that may be viewing on Twitch Live, hello. Feel free to join in on the chat. Drop a follow. And if you're listening later on YouTube or iTunes, is it still iTunes? Our podcast service is still called iTunes? Or is it something else now?
Apple Podcasts.
Right, okay. So that's it. We're going to be doing this live on Twitch. And when we're not doing the podcast on Twitch, I play video games on Twitch. And I've been doing this kind of for the last year. But we can talk about that all later. Boys.
Oh, we can talk about, we can get into all sorts of promotions.
Yeah.
Twitch
while. That's what this whole thing is.
Twitch.
And we're happy to be here.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
Over at Dan's Twitch were gracious enough to let us come here.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to crash your. What does everybody watch on Twitch now? Probably still just
Who's the
building
girl?
game.
I just watched.
Who's the girl with the bathwater?
All of them.
Really? Cool. Dan, you got to get some bathwater up in your arsenal. Really,
I should sell Mandaronius bathwater for sure. I'm sure I could think of at least one person that might buy a bottle. Hold on a second. Let me get a water. I'll be back, boys.
Oh, he left his own stream.
Well, Mike, it's really nice to see you. I'm glad you're back from Mexico.
Oh, thanks, man.
No,
Mexico was great.
Awesome.
You can't see it because the sun is blasting in, but I am sunburned.
I believe
Dude,
it.
I am burned. Look at this. Look at this. I know there's no nipple allowed on Twitch, so
that's right.
So look how burned I am.
You look burned, man.
I mean, I'm all right. I'm starting to peel, but I'm going to start eating my skin flakes since I can't go to the grocery store.
There you go. Two very Irish people went to Mexico and they came back very, very, very sunburned. It's a tale as old as time. We are down to our last 3 rolls of toilet paper, so it's going to get rough out here.
Just use the 3 shells.
Hey, you know what? Just use hands. That's all you can do. What else are you gonna do? Printer
Use
paper.
a washcloth and wash your washcloth after.
Honestly, we have one of the detachable shower heads, so like if we really got into a pickle, we could.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you know where they don't have detachable shower heads is everywhere
Prison.
I went in Europe. Everywhere I went in Europe didn't have one of those, and I was very disappointed. You know.
Yeah.
Yo, Nate, drop the history of the Rude Dude cast for all of Dan's viewers.
Yes.
Man, well, I caught a little bit of the history of the Rude Dude cast when I was beefing up on Dan's Twitch last night, and
That's right. You stopped
he did
by.
a really good job. He's a lot better with things like dates, when stuff happened, why it did, who was the impetus of it, and what was the result. As far as I'm concerned, the Rude Dude cast was born out of the ether and kind of the surrounding dark matter that encapsulated where we grew up. And we just kind of came into existence as people in their mid-20s. And it was like coming out of a fever dream where you wake up in your middle of the podcast. But the story of the Rude Dude cast really actually, you're really going to want to start way back here.
Is that the Book of Rude?
When the 3 of us met, when I moved into our corner of the world, and we grew up as friends. We grew up really into wrestling. We were sort of into comic books, I guess, but we were really into wrestling and movies and video games and all this other stuff. And so eventually one day when we were in our mid-20s, we were like, none of us are starting $1 billion startup, so let's do a podcast instead.
Well, first we did a band.
It was a band first. And then for like a few, we did a lot of music. We did like 22
songs.
But
and did nothing with it.
To a lot of that stuff, and not all of it.
Mostly unlistenable.
Mostly unlistenable. Yeah. Now, my favorite story about the band that we started, which we called the Best Friends Band, is we were listening to this other band called Benny the Jet Rodriguez, and we were thinking, man, it'd be really cool to start kind of like a lo-fi kind of band that had like a cool organ.
Dude, side note, they're back from the dead.
I know they are. It's exciting.
Well, kind of.
We wanted to have like a really true indie lo-fi sound, so we were like, you know what, we need to get a crappy organ or something. So the 3 of us drove out to the middle of nowhere to buy a shitty organ from somebody who, certainly
we crossed state lines.
We crossed state. We interstate organ transplanting. It's not for most people, but we
dark web stuff.
Home and we plugged it in and we played it, and you know what it sounded like? A shitty organ.
It sounded like trash.
Tuned with itself the entire time. So we kind of got what we wanted with that. But the Rude Dude cast really kind of started about 6 months later or so, when we just decided that we talk about all this shit all the time. We might as well record it and make sure that we can listen back to it later to see who was right about stuff. And the Rude Dude cast kind of, spiraled out of control from there into the, plane crash that it became. And while we were gone, a lot of shit happened. So, I mean, maybe we should have kept it going, and then none of this kind of stuff would be happening around the world. If the Rude Dude cast kept going, would people know that they have to wash their hands for 20 seconds at this point? I thought it was 10 seconds all my life. Or I thought it was you sing Happy Birthday once. But now everyone says you sing Happy Birthday twice. And it really makes me realize how long the Happy Birthday song is.
Oh yeah.
And I think we can cut a few bars from it. But and then I don't know, the 3 of us kind of went off in our own directions for a little while.
Yeah.
And now
you got a girlfriend and got engaged.
Nate's engaged.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah.
I got a girlfriend and got a dog.
There you go.
And Nate got a Twitch. Dan got a Twitch.
I became a degenerate Twitch streamer.
Yo, Dan, you're in touch with the youth. Is degen? Is that a word?
Degen is just short for degenerate. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what.
Break it down.
But yeah. So that's what the kids are saying now, right?
Yeah. Degen.
They also say
Degen.
Gucci. I learned Gucci is a thing.
Gucci is a thing.
Gucci has been a thing.
Dude, I didn't know. I went to work at a different place, we all work in the entertainment business.
Gucci as a.
It's been a thing for like 10 years, hasn't it?
Dude,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't
Yes.
fucking talk to children, you sick fucks.
What's Gucci has been. It's been. People have said what's Gucci since pre 2010. I think. Right.
Yeah.
Liar.
No, dude.
It's a millennial thing. It's not a Gen Z thing. It's a millennial
I'm pretty
thing.
sure
Y'all want to meet my dog?
I've met you.
Yeah. Show him. Show dog.
Yeah. Show the dog. Show dog or get the fuck out.
Say hi to the world, dog.
Dog. There he
That
goes.
is a massive animal. I know now. Am I correct in that he cannot hear me right now?
He's deaf, but he also doesn't have the headphones in, so he still
That's true.
couldn't hear you.
All right. So even if he wasn't deaf, he wouldn't be able to hear me because he doesn't have the headphones in. Okay. All right.
He's
So
handling the quarantine fine because it's just like business as usual.
I was thinking that having a dog in the middle of all of this would be kind of rough. Just I don't know. Like I don't have a reason to leave the house 2 or 3 times a day. Is it tough doing the dog walking?
Nah, dude, we went to the park yesterday. The park was flooded with people. Dude, we took him to the park. We're just not going to take him to the dog park, really. But we walked outside. We're walking outside. You could go outside. You're supposed to go outside to exercise.
No.
Go shopping, and that's about it. If you don't have to go outside, don't go outside.
All right.
True.
That's wash your hands. Don't go outside, and only listen to the World Health Organization, the CDC, and that's basically it.
And Donald Trump's Twitter.
Oh my God,
dude, what a goddamn disaster. Life is normal. Where I am, life is kind of continuing on as normal. I still get citizen notifications on my phone that people get hit by cars and beat up outside. So.
Oh, you have that neighbor? I got rid of that neighborhood app as soon as I downloaded it.
Dude,
I don't want to know who's murdering who in my neighborhood.
It is a bad idea to have it. It's really.
I live on an island that's long somewhere, and there are people. There are horrible people out here doing horrible things.
An island that's long. I just realized that. That's a good one, dude.
Yeah, dude. You get a really deep understanding of the of what sucked. Dude, the greatest thing about the Citizen app is the comments, because people advertise their Instagrams and their Twitch accounts. People advertise the weed they're selling and stuff. And it's pretty genius because
you can advertise drug sales on a neighborhood app.
Yeah,
you can in Westworld.
Remember that we grew up with a kid who used to send his text messages about how great his weed was and that when it was for sale. And I got those text messages well into my 20s.
I never heard of weed. I never heard of weed.
Not
What's weed?
We're playing by Dan.
I'm talking about greenhouse effect.
Of course.
There you go. Well, and of course, so the Rude Dude Cast itself discussed itself with anybody who used to listen to it will know the old adage of all of the latest in wrestling, video games, and podcasts.
I forgot all our things.
Wrestling, video games, and comics and movies.
F for Nate.
And all of that stuff seems to be either spinning along merrily or.
Nate's dying. Not literally, but Nate died. His Discord died. He'll come back. Died. He's just got to reconnect or something.
But yeah, so what Nate was saying, we used to do basically the main premise of our show was a very structured video games, wrestling, comic books, horror movies, The Walking Dead, basically any TV shows we were watching.
Then
after a while, it was less structured, but still those things.
Yeah, like what we used to do. Well, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt.
But basically just entertainment stuff and stuff that a lot of people our age and older and younger were into. So today we're gonna dive back into a lot of those things since
Definitely.
Most of the stuff we're doing during this self-distancing and during this pandemic is basically consuming entertainment, whether it's comic books, TV, video games, wrestling, which is one of the few that's one of the few live sports or sport theater things that are still happening. So, which is really interesting. I guess we'll touch on that, our thoughts on that, I guess we get. Oh, is it just what happened?
He's coming back, I think, or he left the call.
Cool.
There you go. Worries. There he goes.
He's back.
He should be back any second.
Anyway, so so I guess what do you want to jump into first? I guess we should want to do TV TV first. Everybody loves TV, video games. Well, actually, you know what we could talk about? Because there's a couple things that we left the Rude Dude Cast on in the middle of 2 years ago that we never finished discussing.
What's that?
We never finished discussing because we reviewed all the movies, we reviewed all the TV shows, but since the Rudu cast has ended, there has been a world. Hey, welcome back, Nate.
Hey, Nate.
There's been a world of Star Wars news and stories.
True.
You know, that was a main part of our show, was discussing the Skywalker saga.
Absolutely.
And since then, we've gotten Disney Plus,
Yeah.
and Mandalorian, and we finished, or what we were told, we finished the Skywalker saga. Yeah, Baby Yoda is a thing that didn't exist 2 years ago when we stopped doing the show. So
It's true.
I
That's
guess
very true. Star Wars it is.
Let's jump into Star Wars and final thoughts. What did we think of the end of Star Wars?
Nolan Richardson, what's up? Rooted lives with Deronius. Yes, we do. What's up? Not Kyle Reach. Hello, chat. Every now and then we gotta address the chat, right, Nate and Terry?
My chat's frozen. The last thing
Your chat's frozen. The internet's just bad.
Hi.
Sup, fuckers? What's up? Not Kyle. Wait, before we talk about Star Wars, Nate Wing, did you not see The Rise of Skywalker? Nate's frozen again, dude. I thought he's just been doing that look the whole time, dude.
Nah, he's frozen.
He's frozen, or he just left because he doesn't want Star Wars spoilers. All right, well, Star Wars. Nate will come back and he'll get it sorted out. He'll realize he's frozen and he'll come back, dude. I legit.
We have not done this in a while, so.
Yeah. Discord, boys, you know, it's Discord. It just is what it is. It's like you use Discord and you face people dropping in and out, or you use Skype and you get laughed off Twitch. You know what I mean? If you can't use Skype, it's just.
What about Zoom? I hear everybody using Zoom.
I don't know what Zoom is. Is that they're coming for Discord? Probably they're
It's like everybody who's like in their business meetings.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back.
You make it sound like he's a dinosaur chasing us.
He's stuck in the board.
Back.
He's in the Tesseract. Murph.
Interstellar.
Yeah, Murph. Oh my God. So Rise of Skywalker. Nate Wing, what's up, buddy? You use Zoom. Is it good, Melanie?
Yeah, because everybody uses it for meetings.
Been using it. Okay. Maybe we should use Zoom. I just know on Twitch, whenever I watch podcasts on Twitch, people always use Discord. So
I hear Zoom is real Gucci these days.
is it Gucci?
It's Gucci.
Is it designer communication program? You know, Zoom over iPhone. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
What did you leave to go get some of your bunker water?
Nate, I was saying you got.
It's made out of rehydrated animal fat. It's really Gucci.
Oh, wait. So Nate, before you disappear, we were discussing whether our thoughts on the end of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
Thinking, I found the perfect angle for my hair, and then I lost it when I went up to get my bunker water. So I have a dark admission to.
You still haven't seen it, you fuck.
That's true, but
oh my God.
I thought this would be an interesting opportunity for the both of you to spoil the last movie for me. That's fucking legit, dude.
This is Gucci, baby. This is Gucci. Look at the drip. Okay.
Legit boss.
Yeah. I thought that the two of you could do me a favor and just tell me what happens at the end of Star Wars.
No, dude. No, we got to do it spoiler free. You got to watch it.
I don't know when I'm going to watch it though.
Why wouldn't you? It's going to be on. It's
going to get. It's going to get rushed.
But it's for like $20 or something, and that's going to be the price of like half a roll of toilet paper in about a week.
We already discussed. You don't need toilet paper. You just need Disney
true.
Plus.
That is true. Yeah.
Trip. What's up, AJ?
Right. I mean, I'm happy to watch it, but
all right, we won't spoil it, but we'll leave it at this. I thought it wasn't that great of
Hold
an
on,
ending.
I can't hear you guys.
All right, God damn it, Dan. I thought it wasn't that great of an ending, but then I saw what the original script was going to be, and that was way worse.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, the original script looked like shit.
Okay, well, tell me what was going to happen in the original script then.
Oh God,
dude,
I don't remember.
It was so boring. It was so
Really?
boring.
Yeah.
Did you read it or something?
Yeah.
I watched one of them YouTube videos to explain it in 10 minutes. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
It was whatever.
Same.
But coming out of this all, but with that, I thought it wrapped up fine. It was whatever. I liked it more the second time I saw it. That being said, Mandalorian is just so much better.
Yeah, dude. I've seen most of The Mandalorian. I think I'm missing actually the last episode. So just like Star Wars, I haven't seen the.
You did that with Breaking Bad also. You didn't finish Breaking Bad for like 10 years.
For a few years, yeah. I did in all this time though watch The Wire all over again.
Great show.
Fantastic show. Always worth.
If you have
rewatching.
HBO and you have lots of time on your hands, which
I
I
have
think a
your
lot of people
HBO.
do, and my HBO.
Yes.
Oh.
That's why The Wire pops up so often.
Dude, HBO, we're talking about stuff to do when you're stuck inside. HBO is by far some of the best paid subscription television.
Terry, you know that I've been signed into your HBO Go for the last 5 years, right?
Dude, at least 7 people listening to this and/or watching this right now are signed into my HBO Go.
Nate, chat wants to know if you're a hipster. And also, hey, Hollow, what's up? Nate's frozen again. Nate's not a hipster. Nate's definitely not a hipster. Or is
What
he?
up, not Kyle Reach? What up, Melanie? What up, Nolan Richardson? What up, chat? What up, everybody listening later on?
What were we talking about? Star Wars?
Yeah,
I got up. My cat was being an idiot, so I had to go get my cat. So my just in a spoiler-free capacity on Star Wars is that my thought, like on the Rise of Skywalker, was like, despite like all the fuckery, for lack of better words, that happened between those 3 movies, The Force Awakens, I maintain that The Force Awakens is like pretty much my favorite Star Wars movie, bar none.
Easily my favorite Star Wars movie.
Okay,
Maybe not the best, but definitely my favorite. As
like an individual movie, you know what I mean? I did not like The Last Jedi originally.
I mean, it's
he's
kind
back.
of trial by the court of public opinion at this point,
He's frozen again,
if you read it
dude.
the wrong way, you're going to kind of be.
Cats cannot be idiots. You're right, Melanie, but my cat kind of just goes. My cat goes off the handle sometimes, where she needs to be taken down off of high up things in my room before she knocks stuff over. No, but all right. So basically, to put it in perspective, despite all of the inconsistencies between those 3 movies, right? Just the fact that there was different director for The Last Jedi. Like, in an ideal world, they would have written all 3 movies beforehand. But it's clear that they wrote The Force Awakens, and then they wrote The Last Jedi, and then they wrote The Rise of Skywalker as 3 separate movies without having kind of a plan after the first movie, I think. And I think having 3 different directors was a big mistake. And then bringing back J.J. Abrams after realizing that they kind of needed somebody to tie this all back together was probably another mistake. But I don't know, man. Like, they redacted things from The Last Jedi, which I was fine with because I didn't like The Last Jedi. There's just a lot of nonsense that kind of went on in The Rise of Skywalker. That said, I still enjoyed the hell out of it, and I still felt like it was a very satisfying conclusion to the larger saga. To be honest with you, I did.
I also think that, like you were saying, that the whole
Solo was the best movie ever, Kappa.
Oh my God! With the whole Emperor being back and a clone and all that stuff, like, it's well and fine that they explained it later on through people having to explain it for like somebody who's not maybe a crazy Star Wars fan, somebody who might just be a movie watcher and not a book reader, where we didn't really get a chance to know, if you didn't read the comic book from 7 years ago that explained that the Emperor was back and it was it was one of those things that for the regular moviegoer, like my mom, who I took to see Star Wars,
right?
She had no idea what happened to the Emperor or why he could be back, and it was very explained.
That actually got explained in the book that came out of The Rise of Skywalker.
That's what I'm saying. Everything was explained. That's what I just said. Everything was explained like retroactively.
He was a clone. He was a clone.
No, I know. That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. I missed it. Yeah. So
okay.
Fuck.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like for regular moviegoers who don't read those things,
right?
That's shit storytelling.
I agree.
It's like WWE storytelling at times.
It is like WWE storytelling. I heard somewhere else too when it came out that they cut like 45 minutes off the movie or something like that. And like to me, I was thinking like, okay, The Rise of Skywalker was 2 hours and like 20 some odd minutes, right? Like every other Star Wars movie, right? But it should have been longer because it's the fucking finale. It's the last one. They should have made it like 3.5 hours. You know what I mean?
Nate will agree with this. I think it
Nate's
should have been
frozen
like Harry
again.
Potter. Oh, it should have been like Harry Potter, 2 movies. The last movie should have been
I
2
agree.
movies.
They should have been a 10-part saga.
Yeah.
Rip Nate.
Yeah.
Guys, AJ Capone, one of my mods, very good guy. Go follow him on Twitch if you're new to Twitch. He's a good streamer as well.
What up, AJ?
Yeah, dude. So anyway, I did enjoy the movie, but there was definitely just a lot wrong with that whole the whole new trilogy, like as a whole, right? Could you agree with that? Like it was good, but it could have been so much better.
I agree. I think it started real strong. And then it kind of just like fell off, and then it tries to come back. Oh, whoa, Nate, you drew that while you were gone? For our listeners, Nate just showed a picture of it looked like Bluto from Popeye or Captain Ahab, and he's gone again. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think they started strong, but dude, have you seen any of the Galaxy's Edge stuff from Disney?
I have. I've watched like YouTube videos of people walking through that.
Ooh, I watched all the rides. That Rise of the Resistance ride, coolest ride ever. It's very like Universal Studios. Has anybody in the chat been to Disney in the last while? Anybody? You know, last time I went to Disney World was 2010. I've been to Universal a bunch, so you know, that's great. And dude, I think they just announced that they got like their Mario World coming out soon, and Universal's like coming for Disney's money.
Probably, pretty much. You know what I did see of Galaxy's Edge was there was like this little kid, and one of the actors that played Rey from the movies at the Galaxy's Edge park. This little kid that was in the park and Rey like went viral on YouTube basically, and the kid like went and then the kid went back. What is that, Nate?
I drew Dan. That's nice.
That's good, dude. That'll be my new profile picture.
Where I am.
Listeners, if you're not watching this, Nate is holding up a picture that he drew of Dan while he was in internet purgatory hell.
That's pretty good.
It looks kind of like one of them Jesus drawings.
Yeah.
You would find this on a candle in your finest of corner bodegas.
Dude, yes.
What's up, Donut? What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
And also, audio listeners, you're occasionally just going to hear one of us like address someone in chat and probably get confused, but you'll get used to it.
I mean, it's confusing to me, and I'm here for it. So
yes, exactly.
But
this is just the world of Twitch.
Is probably less confused about normal stuff than I am.
Yes, exactly. So Galaxy's Edge. So I watched like 30 minutes of video of this little kid and this actor that plays Rey down there, and this kid. It's just hilarious. Like they hung out all day and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think my girlfriend's friends with that girl.
Nice.
I think so.
She's internet famous. So what else beyond Star Wars, boys? What else have we missed in the last 2 years that we haven't been doing this podcast?
Well, we discussed that. There's new Saw movies coming out.
Is there?
Oh yeah, Chris Rock's got a Saw coming out.
Oh, go ahead.
Dude, horror movies have gotten crazy since we stopped doing like
have
the
they?
podcast.
I haven't been up to date on horror.
Hereditary, Get Out, like all these movies that like.
We did a podcast during Get Out, you know?
Did we?
We had to have.
Right. Yeah,
the last podcast was in like 2018.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Horror movies have been crazy. There's Shudder now. I think Shudder might have been a thing first.
It was. I remember you talking about Shudder. I remember you like announcing Shudder, not announcing Shudder, but I remember you like when Shudder first came out, we did like a whole segment on the podcast
Shudder
about it.
When Shudder first came out, it sucked. I was an early adapter and an early like.
Yeah.
And now like everybody's got Shudder and it's great and I don't. And you know what? Everybody's fucking mooching off my goddamn HBO Go account, but no one's giving me Shudder.
Dude,
my coworker Doug offered me his Shudder, but he bought it through his Amazon account. So this is one of those things that like when you buy something through Amazon, like you have to sign into someone's Amazon account to access it.
Right.
It's really annoying.
Oh man. Hey, well if you're signed into an Amazon account, use your Twitch Prime on my Twitch right now. Just kidding. But no, is Amazon? They have some good stuff on Amazon now, like for just the TV and stuff like that. You know.
On Amazon, yeah, I think there's some good shows. Nate, you got Amazon, right?
Nate's frozen in the abyss. He's in the Tesseract again. Murph. We yell Murph. We're referencing Interstellar when he's stuck in the wall. The Boys is on Amazon. Are y'all gonna watch the Candyman, Melanie? Yeah, it looks good.
Oh yeah,
it looks good.
Dude, Candyman looks great. However, I gotta give Jordan Peele a little bit of a poo because when the movie what was the last movie he did? Not Get Out, but Us came out. He did whole like taking a song and turning it into like an orchestra version. He took like, I got 5 on it. Boo, 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 boo. I got 5 on it. Like he took Us and made that song like, like a weird like orchestra hip hop version of the old.
Oh
version.
yeah.
And now in the trailer for Candyman, he did like say my name.
He did.
He did the same thing, and he's using the same like piano like string plucking things, which is fine. Like I get it. Like horror movie directors, they do things like that are like their calling cards, like certain camera shots or sounds. But like, my sub song.
It is. Funny story, really quick. I made an alert for AJ Capone that is the "I Got 5 on It" song. So anytime somebody subscribes on his channel, that song, that little bit of "I Got 5 on It" plays really quickly because
it's a great song.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, like the.
No, he did the same trick twice. It's become like his hallmark, right?
Yeah, and I mean that's fine. Hey, welcome back, Nate.
Oh my God, my beard merges
me?
into his face. That's awesome.
I look like Skeeter from Doug.
And your hair kind of his beard a little bit.
I definitely look like a Skeeter character.
Dude, I haven't thought about Skeeter in a long time.
He's the Silver Surfer. Nate, what we were talking about, you could jump in on this one. Is Melanie in the chat asked if we're going to see Candyman. Have you seen the trailer for Candyman?
It looks awesome.
Well, have you seen his other movies? Have you seen Get Out and Us?
I've seen Get Out. Yes. I've seen Us. Yep. I forgot that he's doing Candyman, but that's very cool. Candyman is cool, but I don't think I've ever seen the OG movies. I mean, I know it's a tale as old as time.
Oh, damn on them!
It's at least a movie from the 90s, yes?
80s or early 90s.
Okay, all right.
Candyman's great. Candyman is a great movie. It looks like it's going to be very similar.
Just got a free trial to Shudder, so I've been yesterday.
You're just talking about Shudder,
or 2 days ago. The days are all blending together, but we spent the entire day watching horror movies. So I had been seeing some cool stuff, which has been cool.
Dude, I heard that Shudder's doing like a 30-day trial because of like the what's going on in the world.
That's pretty cool. They should do that.
Dude, can you believe people? I mean, I like horror movies, but can you believe everybody's like fucking crazy enough? Everybody's crazy enough to watch.
I think Nate's on McDonald's Wi-Fi. What's up?
Watch Contagion and like Outbreak and all these like horror movies that are about what's going on in the world. Like
oh man,
flu, like epidemic, like I think that's some sick fuck shit. Like think about it this way, like that's like if there happened to be a zombie apocalypse and you decide to put on The Walking Dead or any of those Walking any George A. Romero movie. Like let's watch a zombie movie because like it's the zombie outbreak. Like that's some sick fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like I like horror movies. I don't want to watch a horror movie about what's going on in the world right now.
Right. No. I'll be honest with you, dude. On Sunday I kind of felt like weird watching The Walking Dead, dude. I enjoyed it for what it was. You know what I mean? But I was like, I couldn't get my mind off the fucking virus, dude. I was just like watching it and I was like, oh man, I'm just glad that people aren't reanimating. You know what I mean?
Dude, reanimate. I don't think that
it's gonna get to the point that The Walking Dead is. I know Donut down in the chat is ready. He wants to be the leader of a fucking dystopian apocalypse faction.
My dad has a shotgun for years, and it sits in the box it came in on top of his dresser. And now he's told me that he's finally taken it out of the box.
Ah, shit.
I don't think he knows how to load it. I don't think he knows how to clean it. Yeah. I think he maybe had 6 bullets that he bought.
Hey.
He knows nothing about it. Like, but he was like, I got my shotgun, Michael.
Just watch a YouTube video.
Yeah, my listeners, my father is, as the Trump administration grows, my father's Southern accent has somehow appeared and grown.
There's an emote for that on Twitch called K Kona. I'll show you guys.
Yeah, show me.
Oh, you can't see it. I have to go to my desktop for you to see it. That's K Kona down there.
K Kona.
Nate's back.
Hey.
Hey, Nate, can you hear me?
I sure can, Mike.
All right, Nate. So tell me this: you're in Shudder. You're watching your Shudder 30-day trial, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Are you one of the sick fucks that's watching movies like Contagion and Flu right now?
Fuck no. I'm looking at it right now. No, absolutely.
Is that the
not.
number one streaming thing on Netflix?
Nope. That's stupid. There's a whole collection called Trapped, and it's subtitled with "Staying In." Relate to these terror tales of confinement and quarantine. And I'm
definitely not. No.
Absolutely not.
Dude, I was telling Doctor and our listeners that it's just like watching The Walking Dead if the zombie apocalypse started happening.
The Walking Dead is the most I can handle post-apocalyptic shit right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the most I can handle. Also, not to cut you off, but I need to do this.
What are they wiping their asses on it?
What are those? Oh, true. Just their hands.
Leaves.
Leaves. I need to take the time to do this though before we go any further, okay? Because I noticed you called me the doctor.
Before we go any further,
old Rude Dude fans may know that my old nickname that these two goons used to call me on the podcast was Dr. Dan, the Doctor. And
very effective.
Since we're now doing this podcast on Twitch, I have to retire. It's a sad moment, but I have to retire. I have to retire the moniker because there is another doctor on Twitch, and there can only a really successful doctor on Twitch. He's not an actual doctor, but he's the doctor.
Right. Oh, I thought you meant he's a successful doctor on Twitch.
And
so it sounds like it doesn't matter.
The other doctor on Twitch is so successful that it would have been like the equivalent of walking into WWF in 1999 for a tryout and telling them that your name was Stone Cold Nate Wing. You just can't use the doctor as a preface to your name on Twitch.
What happens if you want to be the doctor of Thugonomics?
Not on Twitch, man. There's only one doctor. There's only one doctor on Twitch.
All right, fair enough. Well, Mandaronius is a fine handle to carry around with, and I think that you'll make the name proud. So.
What you guys could call me whatever you want. You come up with another moniker. Something besides doctor.
Doctor.
The dentist.
Why don't we ask the chat what they should?
Yeah, they'll come up with something. They'll come up with something.
So you were Doctor.
Is that Patty down there? Is that Patty down there? Hello, Patty.
That is Patty.
Hey. Welcome to the depths of Twitch.
So if you're not going to be the doctor anymore, Dan, then I'm going to introduce the world to the doctor.
The Lil Ginger. Hey, there's the real doctor.
Yes, this is a real doctor. This is a real doctor right here.
Now I can hear you.
Yep, you can hear everybody right now.
Hey, Maggie.
Hi.
This is the chat room. Patty's in the chat room.
Hi, Patty.
A bunch of people in the chat room. Say hi to the world.
Hi, world.
The doctor is on vacation. Saving your dumb asses from the virus.
Yeah,
True.
Maggie, be honest. Does this look okay? Am I all right? Or...
You look good.
I don't know about that beard, though.
Okay, sweet.
You look about as good as we do right now.
Well,
we're still on vacation.
That's a tall order.
I'm on vacation from my problems.
True.
It's from the movie What About Bob?
Oh, yeah, the movie that... All right, here we go. All right. Mandaronius is live. Very cool. All right.
Okay. Let's
Maggie,
see. Does anybody in the chat have any questions for the doctor? We're charging by the minute, so if you have any questions.
That's Mike, and that's
me,
Dan.
And that's
what I see right
Dan.
now. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Nick keeps losing service. Drawing pictures while he loses service.
That kind of looks like a face you make.
Nate, you're on Wi-Fi. You got Wi-Fi on your phone?
Nate, are you using the McDonald's Wi-Fi next door?
Yeah, dude, it's really easy to get into.
McMillions.
All right. No, I'm just watching one of Dan's ads on his chat. Here we go. Cool.
Does
All right.
anybody have a question for the doctor?
Donut does.
No,
Donut actual does.
Anymore. If we're in Mexico, the Wi-Fi would be much better. Or non-existent.
We'd have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'd have to pay for it. It's where we were staying.
All-inclusive, no Wi-Fi.
All-inclusive resort, no Wi-Fi. $7 for an hour or $12 for the day.
Now, I don't know math well enough to tell if that's a good deal or not, but it sounds like the kind of thing that I'm glad that you guys got into.
We used the Wi-Fi twice to download books because we read.
Oh, there you go, dude. I finished The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King.
Some guy was reading that at the pool, but I wanted to talk about The Outsider.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm currently also getting through Middlemarch by George Eliot, and next is Dr. Sleep by Stephen King.
Nice.
Oh, Dr. Sleep was a great movie.
And Lots more of this.
I'm currently reading this just light reading of the 2018 boards reviews for pediatricians.
Oh man,
It's real light reading. Actually, it weighs about 7 pounds.
I've got a biology textbook I found in the laundry room of my building.
Oh, that's good. There's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
something about viruses.
Oh,
There
boy.
probably is. It's
Oh,
got
wait,
a
someone's got a question. Someone in the
Oh,
chat has a question
boy.
for the doctor.
Mike
Answer my
Terry-
question,
Mike-
doctor. I'm scared.
Mike Terry, I want to hear you read it.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have a question?
It's one
Sometimes
message
when
up.
I fart, it feels good. What could that be, doctor?
You have an itchy butt.
That sounds normal.
Yeah, it sounds normal. You're releasing gas, and that's pressure, and then so you should feel good.
Yeah, I think that sounds fine.
Sounds fine. I have a question. I have a
worried
question.
about it.
I have a question for Maggie.
shoot.
Okay, so
Dan has lots of questions.
only one. No. Only one, because I'm sure you get bombarded with
This is
people
what
like.
Medicaid is real hard to sign up for right now, so this is kind of our chance.
Okay, so is it possible to convince yourself that you have symptoms that you don't really have?
Yes.
Okay, because like last week, 3 days in a row, I had a sore throat, and I was like, "Oh, this is it! It's happening." And then it just went away. And then this week, like I was actually last night, I thought that I had like the chills, like such bad fatigue that I was like, "Oh my god, I'm getting the chills," and I had like a raspy throat, and I was like, "Oh, this is it for sure." And I woke up today, and I was totally fine.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, you can also just be more aware
Hypochondria.
of things that you would normally have.
Gotcha.
So you could normally have a scratchy throat when you wake up in the morning and not really be aware of it, but right now
Yeah,
you're
it's called your
hyper-aware.
hypochondriac.
Yeah. I
wasn't gonna
definitely
use
am.
that word.
I definitely am,
in the
though.
chat
I
room
definitely
used
am.
it.
Yeah.
We know we're your friend. We know you're a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
But yeah,
True.
it's also
You know, we know you have 7 forms of cancer also.
respiratory viral season, so it's possible that people have other viruses besides this one. All those viruses are still around, even though this one is the one that we're mostly concerned about right now. So just because you have a cough and those things doesn't mean it's this virus, but we're just asking people to be cautious, because if it is this virus, then it would spread more quickly than all the other ones.
Right.
So how long were you washing your hands before this, Dan?
Me?
Watching them now.
Okay. Oh, hey, Patty, thanks for the follow. And listeners that are listening to the podcast after, if you just heard that sound, that's my follower alert. That's going to go off every now and then. I've been washing my hands. Like, I haven't touched a doorknob in like 3 years. I've been like a germaphobe. I told this story on my Twitch channel yesterday when I was streaming, but I'll tell like a brief version of this. In 2014, I was on a subway in Brooklyn, and I put my hand on the rail, right? Because I lost my balance. And I was like, oh shit, I had to grab onto something. And it just was coated in this slime and goo that it was like I felt every hand that touched.
Sounds like the stuff.
I felt the soul of every person that touched that guardrail before me just pass through my hand. And I was so disgusted. And I had such a long train ride ahead of me that I just thought about it the whole way home. Like, I wanted to literally dump my hand in like a bucket of bleach to just get the germs off. And from that moment on, like, I got home and I just like rushed to my sink and I washed my hands. And from that moment on, I've been so like, literally that was the moment. I think it was almost trauma. You know what I mean? That like I traumatized myself into being a fucking germaphobe. You know what I mean? Where I'm like constantly aware of germs on my hand. You know what I mean? So I've been a germaphobe for a few years. I wouldn't really call it a germaphobe. Just like,
No, I would.
I guess. I just wash my hands. I just wash my
Keep
hands
you
a lot.
protected.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fine.
I'm ahead of the curve.
Moisturize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see your jerk off station.
Yeah. I always keep hand
Is that
lotion.
the oatmeal one?
Yeah.
Aveeno, yeah, that's really good.
Aveeno's good. I do have dry ass hands, so even with the Aveeno.
Dude,
But
in this house, we have so much different type of hand moisturizer. It's crazy. I'm all about it.
yeah. Nate, are you frozen? No,
Bartending
Nate's
to,
good.
performing surgery.
That's just Nate's face.
Yeah.
I feel like Nate is
You
painting a
good?
picture right now.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know, guys.
We gotta let the doctor go because if he stays there longer, we're gonna have to start paying her.
You should. Nate got cut off again, by the way.
Nobody's paying me.
No one's paying.
All right.
She's on vacation. So, all right. Later.
Bye, Maggie. Thank you.
He said thank you.
So, that's all right. So, could we? I think we should stay off Corona, right? We just want to.
Yeah, Yeah. We want escapism.
It was escapism, right? I mean,
escapism.
So we
tell
talked.
me about this. When did you start becoming a furry?
A furry? Oh boy. Well, it was 2006 when I got
Yeah, you were at FurryCon.
I was at FurryCon.
Dude, talking about cons and conventions, can you believe that WrestleMania is still happening?
All right, so I heard some rumors that it's actually not happening. That this is all just a ruse for them to get their insurance money back.
Yes, I did hear something about that. That they don't want anybody to subscribe or anything like that. Not subscribe. They don't want, like, the city doesn't want to cancel it because then they break their contract with the WWE.
Well,
and
right.
Then,
they were at a standstill.
And then the WWE can't cancel it because, like, that's why, like, in the music venues and situations like this right now, like, things are just getting rescheduled. We're trying not to, people are trying not to get refunded because these concerts are going to happen. But when it comes to WrestleMania, like, these contracts, like, are very strict. And I think, like, if they continue to show it, they will, I don't know if they're in breach of contract or exactly what happened.
So what I heard, and I don't know the validity of, like, this, but I heard this on Wrestle Talk, right? So they basically just, like, they just make videos about the news reports that come out on Raja, right? So it's one of those sources. It's basically, and it's a rumor. It's not necessarily a confirmed, like, truth yet. It's not reported anywhere, but basically what they're suggesting is that WWE, in order to get their insurance money back, had to switch the venues. They had to at least try to move it somewhere else before their insurance kicked in or whatever the fuck. And so apparently people think that they did that just to get the insurance money, and that WrestleMania is actually not going to happen still. You know what I mean? Because when you think about it, it's like 18 advertised matches or something like that. That's well over 50 people just on talent alone. Mind you, the production people that would be in the building too. You know what I mean? That's probably a terrible idea, Dude,
not only that, we're talking about, like, okay, so most sports have stopped, whatever. Even baseball, a sport where nobody touches each other unless you're wearing a glove. Like that stopped. Baseball could still have been happening in empty fields, and it would still be just as boring or entertaining if the crowd was there or not. Baseball should start again. I mean, baseball, it didn't even really start. We haven't even had the season yet, or the season didn't start yet. But regardless, wrestling and UFC, these are combat sports. People are touching each other. Like, you're sweating on people, bleeding on people. So the fact that, like, this is still happening is just, regardless of how many people are there, it still just seems crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at Raw. On Monday night, Stone Cold Steve Austin was on Raw. Why is my camera out of focus? There we go. Stone Cold Steve Austin was on Raw, and he was just throwing beer all over himself and Byron Saxton in the ring and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, that's just pure coronavirus. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's disgusting.
No.
No, I mean, unless he's contagious, you know what I mean? But
I didn't watch Raw. How's it been with, like,
okay,
real weird with the empty arenas?
Okay, so WWE on Friday night, they did SmackDown last week to an empty arena in their Performance Center, which is a really small building, right? Compared to the size of, like, Madison Square Garden, for example. It probably only sits about 150 people in the Performance Center. So they did SmackDown there on Friday, which was okay. They did Raw on Monday, which was just bizarre. You know what I mean? And the thing is, WWE is making the empty arena shows weirder than they need to be. You know what I mean? They're constantly talking about how weird it is. They're having their wrestlers come out and do their taunts and stuff like that to the crowd that's not there, doing, like, fake crowd interactions. Like, they'll get up on the rings and be like, yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm like, if they just had their wrestlers act like they were in an empty arena instead of an arena that's filled with people, it would be fucking normal. You know what I mean? Instead of taunting at the invisible crowd, do your taunt at the camera. Do it towards the people that are watching at home. And so certain things come across really well. Like John Cena was on Friday, and he was talking straight into the camera, and it was perfect. Edge cut a promo to open up Raw on Monday, and it was perfect. He was looking dead into the camera. The camera was really close in on his face. But other people have come out and just totally missed the mark and, like, talked looking into the crowd like they're really there and shit like that. And it's just been so fucking bizarre when it doesn't need to be. If WWE literally just sent out a memo to their entire staff that said, when you're in the ring, just don't address the fans. Don't address the invisible fans that aren't really there. And the show would be completely normal. The one cool thing, the one funny thing that came out of this, on Monday night, Stone Cold Steve Austin came because it was 316 day on Monday, and he cut a promo, and he said, "Give me a hell yeah." You know, and normally the crowd goes, "Hell yeah." But when he said, "Give me a hell yeah," the camera just cut to the empty seats. And then it cut back to Austin. He was like, "All right, give me a hell yeah." And then Byron Saxton, it cut to Byron Saxton across the room at the commentator table, and he was like, "Hell yeah." And it was like,
do they have the commentators sitting next to each other, like on
yeah,
top of each other?
yeah, just like normal. So they're figuring out like creative ways to make it work, but you can't fill up 3 hours of television every week with that. You know what I mean?
The smartest thing that they did was that they showed an hour of the Royal Rumble. They killed an hour.
Yeah, that killed half their show.
Dude, they have the rights to everything. I'm sure there's a ton of wrestling fans, new and old. If they went to the internet and was just like, "Hey, here's a list of things. What do you want to watch?" And they just played it on USA or Fox. You know,
right.
If they played an old WrestleMania on Fox, I bet you people would watch it. If
Definitely.
They played anything that's like voted on by people who want to see something, like they have gazillions of hours of content.
Yeah,
They can literally play anything they want.
What they're doing. Well, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I'm laughing at the chat. Somebody said Hulk Hogan doing the
"Listen here, brother." Yeah.
Yeah, to nobody. I know it's something. Wrestling is totally built on energy of a crowd.
Right.
But like, there's a way to still have matches.
Oh, Nate's back.
But then just still have matches and then still, show some old footage, show some stuff.
Right.
And I think personally they should just move WrestleMania till June or July. Welcome back, Nate.
Hi.
Hey. Sorry you're going through. Sorry you're going through this.
What? What they did is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
Nah, another burden to bear. But continue. You guys are talking about WrestleMania being postponed or being moved to the Performance Center, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And just like how like they're programming their current TV.
Yeah.
Like how people shouldn't be touching each other when they're wrestling. I think it's
Probably
crazy.
not, dude. Well, on Monday they only had one match, and you know what I mean. There was only one fucking match on Monday. So
And,
I can't wait to see Undertaker versus AJ Styles in front of nobody.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, Undertaker. Oh, go ahead. What? Sorry, Nate.
Well, a good point made that, John Cena is pretty known for loudly calling all of his matches kind of on the fly.
Yeah.
So we are just going to, and so, I wish I could take credit for this joke, but I can't. But somebody said it's going to sound like he's narrating his own match, and so that's going to be really cool to see too. But I think this is a unique opportunity to see. It's going to be like the first WrestleMania, It's going to be something nobody's ever seen before, and it might be a train wreck. I'm not super convinced that we are going to, that it's actually going to happen, but I'm ready for it,
Yeah.
Dude, 7 hours wrestling with nobody in the crowd.
Not going to be 7. It's going to have to be like 45 minutes long at most.
Dude, WrestleMania is all about the spectacle. I want pyro going off, but nobody there. Or put like fake bodies in those chairs. Like get a bunch of like real sex dolls or something to put in those seats. Like it just seems crazy to like have like an event that's supposed to have 70,000 plus people at it to like just be nobody.
And I mean, it's also all of the other stuff that happens around whatever city WrestleMania is in at the time. It's the other indie shows, and it's the access, and it's the Hall of Fame, and all of it seems like it's going to have to kind of just be put off, I guess.
Yeah.
Or what are they going to do with the Hall of Fame? Do we know?
Canceled apparently. I think it's just that's
canceled.
it. Unless they do some kind of thing at the Performance Center, but I think it's a stupid idea.
Juice and Thunder Liger, they're going to put in the Hall of Fame.
Guys, AJ Capone in chat wants to know why you guys touch your hair so much. I'll leave you
Probably
with that.
nerves.
Nerves. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
This is your guys' first time on Twitch.
When you look as good as we do, you have to reassure yourself by touching your hair to make sure that, just to check that you're a real person and not a god.
Yeah, but no, it's more that I haven't showered or anything or washed my hair in a day or so, a couple of days. So it's more just kind of making, because every once in a while it'll flop down on its own accord. It will kind of, so I have to work pretty hard to keep it out of my forehead,
Yeah, I'm just doing it because the same reason that Nate just said.
Nerves? Yeah. I missed it because I went to go get a water. Nerves because of you're on Twitch, or nerves because you're anxious about the current societal collapse that's happening?
Well, there's an undetermined amount of sirens going on outside my window right now, so it's a little of column A, a little of column B, but feel confident.
I do it to make sure it's still there. Good one.
Yeah, that's a good reason too. Yeah, that is a very good reason.
Yeah.
You never know when it's gonna suddenly grow legs and walk right off your head.
So while I guess we're still on the subject of wrestling, right? Here's a crazy thing that's happened since the last time we did this podcast 2 years ago. When we were doing the Rude Dude Cast, our last episode that we did, All Elite Wrestling was not a thing. It was not even in its. It was not even a thing. We had never talked about AEW on this podcast before, so that has kind of taken the wrestling world by storm on Wednesday nights, right? And it's been fucking awesome to see.
Last week they still had people in the arena last week.
Yeah, psychopaths, nut jobs. But this week we don't know exactly what's happening. Isn't it?
Hold on, my dog is eating something. Keep talking.
AEW is scheduled to have their show tonight in New York.
Really? No.
Or in New Jersey or Rochester. It was somewhere. It was either in Rochester or it was in Jersey. I can't remember which. I know they had shows booked at both locations. Let me check their Twitter right now to see what all the latest is. That was our old thing. It was all the latest.
Yeah, Mike, what happened with your dog?
It is.
He's sitting on the couch like an asshole, and he knocked over all the remotes, and I thought he was going to start eating the remotes.
Dude, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of remotes in this day and age. I
got too many.
We've got about 6 remotes going.
So you're talking about AEW.
Yeah,
so,
I'm looking at their Twitter right now.
Chris Jericho from WWE, Patty, a circus heart inside the chat room. Her favorite wrestler, Dean Ambrose, is now Jon Moxley.
Right.
All these things. And Le Champion.
Chris Jericho.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Of course.
They fucking got that.
Of course.
Chris Jericho is, was the Le Champion. He lost the belt to Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
And in honor of, now that we're talking about AEW and we're discussing, there's a cat in your drawer.
I know.
And we're discussing wrestling and the return of the Rude Dude Cast. It's time to pop a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, you have a little bit of the bubbly. That's crazy.
Yeah, I bought 2 bottles when it came out because I thought it was going to sell out.
Should I show the clip? Should I show the clip of Jericho? Because a lot of people probably don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I'll show the clip.
Show the clip, and I'll get some glasses, or I'll just drink it out of a bottle like a fucking monster.
Okay, guys. Chris Jericho, was it when he won the AEW title?
He was the first ever champion.
This is right when Chris Jericho won the AEW championship. Hold on, let me just make sure we don't an ad.
I heard you pop that bottle.
Ad.
Mike, make sure to drink all of that so you can get nice and day drunk while you're self-isolating.
I'm still on vacation.
There you go.
Actually, I went back to work for 2 hours and got sent home.
Very perfect. Love it.
All right, I'm gonna roll the Jericho promo really quick. It's only 15 seconds long.
You roll it. I'll get a glass and not be a heathen.
The fuck? Oh, let me.
Isn't it funny?
Oh my God, this is really fancy looking.
All right. I'm an only child. I got no problem celebrating by myself. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Cheap salami. That's what Chris Jericho gets. Bunch of crap. Look, olives. Look at this. Look. This olives with nothing in there. And you look at this one. There's a little guy in there.
Did you post it?
Bubbly.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
It looks really good right
That's
now.
the clip
It looks
we're
like
talking
some,
about.
Like prepared pepperoni or something.
Oh yeah. So he did that on the fly.
Yeah.
He was basically just quoting Spinal Tap.
Oh, was that what it was?
It was the tiny bread routine or whatever.
Yeah. He's like, look at these olives. They don't even got the little guys in them. Cause Spinal Tap, the olives, or whatever the case is. Great movie. If you like music and you like fake documentaries, mockumentaries, Spinal Tap. It's great. But anyway.
Right. So that clip of Jericho went viral, and then he made a fucking actual champagne based off of that one.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah.
It's got from 2018. Wait a minute. What?
What? Say what now? That doesn't make sense because that happened 4 months ago.
I think they just took an old sparkling wine and put it into a bottle with a label of his face.
Hey, man.
And also, I found out it's from Knocking Points Wine out of Washington State. Rest in peace, Washington State.
He just
You know who owns Knocking Point Wines? Stephen
No.
Amell.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. The
Yeah.
dude from Arrow, yes,
Hmm?
and from the occasional bout with wrestling.
Oh yeah. He's interesting.
I still got
too.
the price tag on this terrible glass on it.
All right.
Well, what's the story with that glass? Is it?
I don't know. It just showed up at my house one day.
That's kind of what happens with glasses and mugs. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
But,
general.
yeah, so-
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you go. Actually, let Nate go before the Wi-Fi goes. Nate, have you been watching AEW?
Dude, I don't really. Nah. I mean, I watch it, from time to time, but like, my capacity of the amount of wrestling I watch has plummeted in the last, like couple of years. But I have seen AEW, and I keep up pretty well with what's kind of going on in their world, and it's really awesome. I mean, it's really fascinating to be a part of seeing a company start, and I mean, because obviously WWE. And F and then T and all of these other ones, they kind of, and like WCW all kind of started 1.5 million years ago. So it's cool to see something with this amount of legs on it get running right out of the gate a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
I think a big part of that is the people involved and the fact that one of the owners, Tony Khan, if you don't know who Tony Khan is, his dad owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they also own, I think, Manchester United or Liverpool. But basically, the Khan family are loaded. They're like, and he was a big wrestling fan growing up. And so he became friends with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes and these people who formed AEW. And he, decided to fund it. So like anything, if you got the money to do something and the talent behind it, within months they had a TV deal on TNT, which is just wild, to think.
Oh, there goes Nate. Rip. F in chat for Nate. I think seems good to me on my phone. Sorry, guys, I was just asking the Best Head. If you guys don't know Best Head, another great streamer, and also Claymation above him in the chat, also two great streamers, good friends of mine. Check them out.
What
And
up,
check
friends of Moronius.
Check Mikey Mike out in chat too. Also a good streamer that does graphic art and stuff. So if anybody ever needs graphic art, hit him up. He can do it for you while he's streaming, and you can give him like input and stuff like that while he's doing it. But yes, Mike Terry. Generally speaking, AEW, I forgot what the last thing we were talking about AEW, but it's been fucking awesome. It's been good to have like wrestling that's geared towards like the 18 and up crowd, like adult wrestling for adults and not just children and grandmas like the WWE. You know what I mean?
Dude, but for everybody, they have trans wrestlers, they have open wrestlers.
I mean,
it's like
I'm talking just about for viewers. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, WWE is so watered down. It's meant to appeal to children and for everyone from children to 90-year-olds. And so is AEW. But the format of the wrestling, the focus is on wrestling, right? And wrestling as performance art, where WWE is just like, I don't know. It's just stupid storytelling. You know what I mean? It's just
it's poor story.
Yes.
The
WWE
performers in WWE are wonderful. Wrestling
Right.
the wrestlers are great. It's the situations they're written in is like archaic and old and boring.
Yes.
And not thought out and just, in AEW when something doesn't work, they either drop it pretty quickly.
Yeah, they
or
don't fuck
or they
around.
fix it. In WWE, they'll do things just to spite themselves and the fans.
Exactly.
They don't want to be known as wrong.
If they do something stupid and the fans don't like it, they'll keep doing it for 6 months, and they're like, "We're gonna do it until you like it." You know what I mean? Which is exactly what happened with that whole Rusev storyline with him and Bobby Lashley.
Right.
And
I mean,
the wedding and all that garbage.
It's the boy band situation.
Yeah.
I equate it to like if you were locked in listening to nothing but NSYNC and you hated NSYNC, eventually after 2 months you probably like NSYNC at some point.
I like
that.
I like a couple of NSYNC. I like one NSYNC song.
No, I like it.
No.
Bye. I like NSYNC too, but like anyway.
In their time, I hated NSYNC though. I like NSYNC now as a nostalgia time. Like I listen to it as a nostalgia thing. Like when I hear NSYNC, I'm like, oh man, what an easier time to be alive.
Dude, you gotta listen to this. So we call ourselves the Rude Dudes because we act rude, but we're not rude. It was a joke from years ago. But listen to how rude this statement is about this wine. After you get a taste of a little bit of the bubbly, normal wine, beer, and even vodka will taste like swill. This is pretty much the GOAT of adult beverages. You're welcome. Like, what if you ordered something that basically just threw it in your face? Like how great they are.
Right. Only Jericho could pull that off. So anyway, I have nothing but praises. We were, talking about how, AEW has become a thing just over the last 2 years since our last episode of the podcast. I have nothing but praises for it. It's been fucking awesome. It's been great to have an alternative, mainstream wrestling thing that you could just watch every once a week on national television. You know what I mean? So AEW's been great. I'm very curious tonight to see how they handle the empty arena show at 8:00 on TNT.
Dude, if it's any, I don't know what the word is. If there's any way to tell how much better this company is, it's going to be how they handle.
But his tongue was like.
Who's that?
No.
I think Nate doesn't realize that we can hear him.
Yeah, I muted him.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's all good. Dan muted.
Oh, is he back? I'll mute him.
He's back.
Okay. I just muted him. I just muted him in case he didn't want to be heard. That's all.
Yeah, no. So like, if AEW is any way to see comparatively to WWE, tonight's their chance to do it on the empty arena level and see how entertaining their show is.
Yes.
Well, what do you think they
were
could do
smart,
differently to the empty arena environment that the WWE didn't?
If they're smart, do what they do all the time. Just put the focus on wrestling and not the other dumb shit that WWE does.
I also think a huge thing that would be great for them, if you haven't seen it, the tag match that they just had at their last pay-per-view is being called one of the greatest tag team matches of all time.
Oh, yeah.
The one with, what was it? It was, tell me who the people were in it.
Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
right.
I did see that. That was amazing. That truly was one of the best tag matches I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. So if they were smart, if they don't want to deal with the whole flying everybody in, I also think they moved it to Daly's Place, which is owned by the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's where they had that outdoor pay-per-view when they first started. I think that they will have a couple matches and then play that, and I think that would be smart. Maybe even just do a lot of promos because they're really good at the promo stuff too. I know they're not building towards any pay-per-view right now. I know they had Blood and Guts coming up, which is not happening anymore in Newark. That
got moved.
Their version of War. Yeah, it's their version of War Games.
Right.
Which basically, folks, if you don't watch wrestling, it's 2 wrestling rings side by side, surrounded by a giant cage.
Yes.
So I think, I'm reading the chat and it threw me off.
What's up, Doug? By the way, get the olive oil. He wants to see us wrestle, Terry.
We used to wrestle. We can go on to that later. But I think that they should show at least one really good AEW match to people who just happen to be, looking for escapism right now.
Exactly.
And not just because when you show an empty arena, it looks kind of ominous.
The New Dudes podcast.
We can't be nude on Twitch, I learned.
Yeah, we can't. Well,
no
actually, go
Can
ahead.
you send tokens?
I thought you were gonna say, can you show toes? You can show feet.
No, tokens. Can you
Tokens?
Have any tokens?
Oh, bits. Yeah, bits are a currency. If you donate,
No, tokens is like porn websites. Like, give me your tokens and I'll
Well, yeah, bits are like the tokens of Twitch. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. You put in the bits, and instead of showing nudes on Twitch, you just return the favor with friendship.
Hey,
where it's
Dan, you're a tech guy. Nate, you are too sometimes.
Some of my viewers would debate that, but yeah, okay, I'm a tech guy.
Does anybody I have a VPN blocker? Does anyone know how to change your VPN or your IP address?
No.
Because you know that Pornhub right now is giving free 30-day trials to everybody in Italy.
Why not here? Why do you need a free trial? Why do you need a free trial to Pornhub? Isn't there enough porn on Pornhub?
I agree. It's somebody who watches goes to 3 porn sites and watches the same type of porn over and over again. Not the same videos, but whatever categories, genres. I'm not a porn star kind of guy, so I don't give a fuck. I'm saying I agree.
Kappa in the chat.
Porn is free basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure that industry, knowing them, they're not slowing down right now with the virus.
I would hope that they are, honestly.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Porn industry? Dude, they don't slow down. There's great documentaries about, like, when they had HIV outbreaks in the porn industry, and they're like, we're keeping going.
It's fine.
But what I'm saying is like, let me get that VPN vanished. Let me know how to do it. I have no idea how to.
Best Head ever said he's lying. He sends nudes every time. It's all right, Best Head. Those are DMs for you only, buddy. Some of the good ones with a good description in the title are premium only. Okay, I see.
Oh, so it's all about the good descriptions.
That's what it is. You're paying for descriptions. All right, so Big Mike Terry, we talked about movies. We talked about pro wrestling. What's left? Video games, comics.
Oh, comic books.
And television. What pod we used to talk about on the podcast? We used to talk about the Walking Dead comic book, which has since ended. We used to talk about Paper Girls, which has since ended, and we used to talk a lot about Saga, which has since gone on an indefinite hiatus for the last 2 years. So
Dude,
all of the comic books I used to read are gone. So I just don't read comics anymore.
Listeners, if you have time on your hands, which you do, I would go on, if you have a library card, which I do because I'm a nerd, you can download.
Boomer alert. Boomer alert.
Boomer sooner. If you download the Libby app onto your iPad, it's a library app, and you have a library card, which I do here. You can see my library card somewhere in here. That's not it, but it doesn't matter. You can download books for free. You don't have to pay for them. And they have comic books. So that's how I read Saga, actually. And Saga it's pretty deep right now, and they're in the middle of a break. So
Long break. We don't know when it's coming back.
But I would read that. That book is great. It's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet sort of story mixed with war and some other things. It's really good. Paper Girls is something that we were reading. And,
Paper Girls is getting a TV show adaptation on Amazon.
And to be fair, if you like Stranger Things, Paper Girls is up your alley. It's kind of like 4 girls in the 80s. The premise is 4 girls in the 80s are newspaper girls, and they one day get sucked into a time warp, and they basically get stuck traveling through time, and they're trying to get back to 1985 or 8 or whatever year it was. It's really good, and I would suggest reading them. It's quick and short.
Yeah.
It starts strong. It gets really weird in the middle, and then it ends strong. And I definitely feel kind of like the way the Gerard Way, the guy from My Chemical Romance, he's the guy who did that the comic book that's on. They had a Netflix show that everybody loved. What is that show, Dan?
I don't know.
Doctor.
Maggie knows.
Yeah,
I don't know.
My girlfriend definitely knows. What the hell the fuck is the name of that? Anyway, anybody in the chat know what? Umbrella Academy. Thank you.
There we go. There we go.
Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy is a fine comic book. It's fine. The TV show was way better. And I think that Paper Girls, I would read the books right now, since you're doing nothing, sitting at home listening to us or watching us. I would read those books, and I think the show is actually going to be better than the comic book, which is a rarity, I think. I think most books are better than the movies. Most comic books are better than the movies or shows, besides Umbrella Academy. Actually, even, what was that other, it was a great show, and it got canceled on Sci-Fi. Deadly Class.
I never saw it.
Dude, Deadly Class, great books. And then it kind of fell off. The show was amazing. 1 season, great soundtrack. Henry Rollins is in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of crazy good stuff in it. It's basically an alternate universe thing. The shows were better sometimes. And I think Paper Girls is going to be better, especially if Amazon. Is it Amazon?
It's Amazon, yeah.
Yeah.
And if the one thing that could hold Paper Girls back, though, is the budget, because there's so much time travel. There's so many different settings. There's there's kaiju monsters like Pacific Rim. There's future landscapes that, thousands of years into the future. There's stuff that's filmed in the distant past, because they kind of they time travel all over the spectrum of like the Earth's history and stuff like that. So it is one of those kind of properties that would need a very high budget to be as good as it needs to be. So that's the one concern that I have about it, which is kind of why, like, I don't know. I would be a little nervous about it, but we'll see, man. You know what I mean?
I think it could be pretty good. I think that
it could with the right budget and the right casting, it could be better than the comic book.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Paper Girls. Besides that, I haven't been reading any comic books. I did read Jim Ross's last book, and I'm in the middle of reading a Chris Jericho book. A little bit of the bubbly.
You got to explain to the viewers what a book is. They don't know.
A book.
On Twitch, they don't know what books are.
It's written word on page. Stuff like that. I tried reading Game of Thrones, and that's boring as hell. I cannot do it.
I tried watching Game of Thrones, and I just instantly, as soon as I hit play, I just...
Westworld?
Oh my God, Westworld. Are we officially moving on to TV? Are we done with comics?
No, Nate's gone. I'm sure
Nate's back in the Tesseract with Matthew McConaughey.
I'm looking at my comic books over
Murph.
here. Actually, you know what? I read this. Criminal is back from Ed Brubaker. If you like anything that's kind of crime or noir or mystery, Ed Brubaker is my favorite comic book writer. He also is one of the main writers on Westworld.
Oh, okay, nice.
So Dan, you should read his books.
What is it called?
Ed Brubaker.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because the best head in chat has been trying to get me to watch The Magicians for
oh God, The Magicians
the last year.
Canceled. I think I got canceled.
Sucks to be you, best head.
I think I got canceled.
Dude, his whole... He's like the way I was with The Leftovers. You know how I would just like vouch for The Leftovers to everyone I know that didn't watch it? I'm like, you gotta watch it, man. That's like the best head with Magicians.
Before we went live...
yeah.
Dr. Dan Maronius, you were trying to equate the situation in the world right now to The Leftovers.
Dude, it's worse than The Leftovers. In The Leftovers, okay.
Because in The Leftovers, 2% of the world's population just like that
vanished with no explanation.
Mind you,
yes.
For anybody who's into film, it was filmed right around where we grew up. So now you can look and find out where we live. and send Dan toenails.
There you go. Send me your toes. Send me your toenails and your fingernail clippings in a Ziploc bag.
But yes, so HBO's The Leftovers. It's kind of about like a world event where 2% of the world's population disappears.
Yes,
then no one knows where they go.
No one knows where they go. They never. I won't say if they come back or not. But
also based on a book.
We were based on a book. We were talking about this before the podcast went live, and I said to Terry, the world's current circumstances are way worse than the premise for the show The Leftovers. Obviously, we haven't lost 2% of the world's population to the coronavirus. I think it only yet only like 6,000 people as of like yesterday or the day before have died from coronavirus.
Fake news you just gave. You just gave fake news.
Fake news. I'm sorry. I forgot that America wasn't testing yet. The numbers that are on the news, roughly 6K, right?
No,
yesterday.
Go to the CDC, World Health Organization.
Okay.
Don't listen to Dr. Dan.
Okay, sorry. Well, anyway, far less than 2% of the world's population, right? But what I was arguing, because the 2% of the world's population is like a couple of million people. What I was arguing was that just like the state of society right now is way worse than the state of society on The Leftovers. You know what I mean? The Leftovers, there was no societal collapse on The Leftovers. Everyone just basically got depression. You know what I mean? And whereas with this, we have anxiety.
We're already there.
Yeah. So anyway, but The Leftovers.
So Westworld.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna do this. I won't spoil it because this just aired. This just aired on Sunday, and I know that the best head in chat watched The Leftovers first season and he hasn't seen the second season, so I'll do this in a spoiler-free capacity because it just aired and I know a lot of people haven't seen it. I know you haven't seen it. But what I will say is that The Leftovers season 3 premiere on Sunday was one of like the most promising episodes of a TV show that I've seen. I was like, this show is going exactly where I've always wanted it to go. And I'm very excited about it. He means Westworld. What did I say? Did I not say Westworld? Okay.
He don't know. He knows nothing.
He don't know. What? Did I say The Leftovers? My bad. Westworld was so good on Sunday. It was just like, you have expectations for it. They hint at things earlier on in the series. You're like, is it ever going to go that far? And they do. And so it was awesome. I think the budget was out of control because of the amount of like special effects that went into it and stuff like that. It looks like
shit. They have the longest gaps in TV and like shows.
Oh, it's like 2 years in between Westworld.
Last time we had a podcast.
Yeah, that was one of the last episodes. Look, it was one of the last episodes we reviewed. You know what I mean? The Westworld season 2 was like one of the last.
Really?
Let's see.
No
I'm
way.
gonna look it up right now. The Rude Dude. I only know this because I looked it up yesterday, but I'll show it on stream. Hold on. The
Yeah,
Rude
guys,
Dude.
find our old episodes on
The Rude Dude
iTunes,
podcast.
Podomatic,
What the fuck is Podbean?
SoundCloud.
That's the
Podbean.
other Rude Dude podcast. They haven't done an episode since 2017.
Those fakers, those false fakers.
Fake ass Rude Dudes.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
iTunes. Hey, there we go. Yeah, look at this.
I'm looking.
Let me go to desktop. Hold up. Yeah, the last episode that we did was July 15th. We reviewed Glow season 2. The episode before that on June 28th.
Dude, Glow's almost done.
Yeah, it's coming back for its third and final season. June 28th, 2018, we reviewed Westworld season 2. And it wasn't even
June?
you. It was me and Bob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, baby. So yeah, Westworld looks to be awesome, and that's all I'll say. That's all I can really say about it. I can't say much beyond that. Oh, and the dude from Breaking Bad is in it, Aaron Paul, and he was awesome. So
Okay. Was he better than in El Camino? Because
I didn't see El Camino. And I never watched Breaking
You've never
Bad.
seen Breaking Bad, right?
Nope.
Dude, Better Call Saul. Anybody in the chat watching Better Call Saul? Better Call Saul is awesome. It is awesome. It's very slow moving at first.
Did I say leftovers again, Melanie? Jeez.
Yo, you keep saying leftovers.
Once
Psychopath.
I get leftovers on the brain, it just doesn't leave.
Leftovers is maybe the Rude Dudes cast one of their favorite shows.
It's oh yeah.
All right, listeners, Dr. Dan has no tattoos, but he has been contemplating getting a leftovers tattoo for the longest time. And that means something, because you know Dan's afraid of everything. So needles and ink, it'll be crazy.
It would be if I ever get it. But yes, Mike, I've never seen
Dan
it.
has not seen Breaking Bad.
Never seen it.
But El Camino was fucking terrible. If you took, dude, it's probably going to be how bad the Walking Dead movies are going to be. Look at that segue. Look at
Oh,
that
nice,
segue.
clean. I think the Walking Dead movies. It just depends. You know what I mean? We know that season 7 and season 8, because hey, the last time we did the Rude Dude podcast, I think we were somewhere at the beginning of the Walking Dead season 8. Okay. No. It was before season 8 aired. So, all right, we all know what happened in season 7. We talked about this ad nauseum on the podcast before when their ratings tanked after the premiere. Then in season 8, they started to decline further, and then they removed the showrunner, Scott Gimple. This has all happened post the last episode of the Rude Dude cast. So we never talked about any of this. Scott Gimple got removed as the showrunner. Promoted, not fired, promoted to overall, he oversees the whole Walking Dead franchise as a property between Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, the new show, The Walking Dead Beyond, World Beyond, which is premiering in a couple of months, and of course, the Rick Grimes trilogy of movies that are coming out. And he got replaced as showrunner for the main show by Angelina Kang, who saved it. She saved The Walking Dead in season 9. I know a few people in chat have seen The Walking Dead season 9, and I know how much you guys liked it, and I enjoyed it too. And now we're in season 10. The biggest thing that's happened in the series to this point is Rick Grimes leaving the show. We all knew that happened in season 9, and now he's gone off to make a trilogy of Walking Dead movies, which have yet to go into production, and we don't have a date as to when they're coming out. So, where are we now? Towards the end of season 10. Mike Terry, what do you think of season 10 right now?
Excuse me. I'm really enjoying the show. I haven't enjoyed the show.
Spoilers.
I've enjoyed it.
Try to do spoiler free, because I know the best head and Melanie aren't caught up.
Yeah. I will say that I am enjoying this season more than I have the last few seasons. However, I do find myself that I'm still watching because I have been watching from the beginning.
Same.
I think if I maybe had binged some seasons and then this new season came out, I was like a lot of viewers, because right now the viewership is down for Walking Dead a lot.
It is.
A lot. They went from 17 million to 3.
But guess what?
it's okay. I get it. There's more TV out now. There's all this stuff. It's 10 years ago almost. I remember the first time our band went on tour, we watched the finale in Arkansas with some friends we made. Like, that's how long ago The Walking Dead has been going. And I think that with that, you know, viewer fatigue sets in. You get tired of watching the same thing.
You do.
Watching something for so long, it's like whatever. You know, maybe some of your favorite characters are gone. You know, personally, my favorite character was Dale. Dale's and T-Dog.
T-Dog.
T-Dog, rest in peace.
I wanna show some crazy numbers here for The Walking Dead though, really quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
let me know when you're ready.
the ratings are plummeting since season 7. Look at this shit though. Forget the ratings for a minute. Walking Dead, dating back to season 7, 64% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Season 8, 64% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Season 9, 91% fresh. Season 10, 92% fresh. So while the ratings are going down, the quality of the show is going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, what are you going to do? People are just fatigued. And so for me personally, I can relate to what you just said, Terry, that like it's kind of viewer fatigue. Like, how can you get excited about this thing that you've been watching for 10 years? I'm kind of in it because I just am curious to see where they take it from here, because I've been invested in it for so long. I'm not just going to give up and stop watching it now.
Well, that's
you know
the thing.
mean?
I've been invested for it so long, but because the season is good, I'm in. I'm watching every weekend or the next day as soon as I can. I never watch anything TV really live because I don't believe in commercials. So I will stream everything. I will pirate everything. I will pay for things, but I'm not watching it with commercials. Like, I just won't do it.
No.
I'd rather wait the hour once it's aired and watch it later. I cannot deal with commercials. Even with wrestling now, I barely watch it. I've been watching like some stream of AEW. That's like their UK stream that there's no commercials. They just keeps going.
Yeah.
So with Walking Dead, it's so long, and the stories have been like this, and it's been very similar. Like, oh, there's a bad guy, they kill the bad guy, and now we've been in like Hilltop. You know, is Alexandria even still around?
Yes.
But we just haven't seen it. You know, we got the water people, we got like all these different things, and we haven't
Oceanside.
But the storytelling has been so good on Walking Dead in the last like year or so.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is the pacing. There's not episodes where it's 3 episodes and it's been one day. However, that being said, I have no idea how much time has passed since Carl has died. Spoiler alert.
It's like 10 years.
Yeah.
7 years. Sorry, 7 years.
That's definitely a spoiler. I'm sorry if I ruined Carl's death.
I think everyone in chat has seen season 8, so you're good.
Okay. Well, regardless, Kyle's dead. Carl is dead. And we have had a huge time jump, and things have been pretty good. But I don't know, like anything, you get bored. And
you get bored of it.
I'm ready for the Rick movies. I'm ready for it to be kind of wrapped up. Not saying that it's bad. It's really good. I'm just ready for it because I spent a third of my life watching the show.
Yeah. Best head ever in chat says pacing on season 8 was Resident Sleeper, which is a Twitch emote that makes you fall asleep. Yeah, you know, luckily I don't know the characters' names. Mikey Mike says, yeah. What ironically, season 8, the best head, that arc in the comic book was action packed. It was a 6-part arc called All Out War, and it was just the war between Negan and the Saviors and the survivors in the 3 communities, and it was just amazing in the comic books. It was so good. And the show just stretched it out too long. What I think they should have did, like in terms of pacing, season 7 and 8 should have just been one season. They tried to milk it, is what they did. You know what I mean? We should have got that first half of the season in season 7 when Negan was introduced, and then at the second half of season 7, they should have just went right into All Out War instead of dragging it out for 2 seasons. That's what I think. And they tanked the show because of it. You know what I mean? Like, look at their ratings. They went from 17 million viewers in the season 7 premiere to like 3-4 million an episode right now.
Well, dude, they lost a lot of viewers with Glenn's death.
I know.
A lot of viewers.
I know.
People hated Negan.
I know.
And they were just and I think that mixed with the viewer fatigue at season 7, people were like, I'm done.
Yeah. But look at Negan now, man. Like, Negan is one of my favorite characters on the show. Yeah, true. Sorry. Like Negan, yeah.
Negan was one of my favorite characters when he was a bad guy too, because
he's great.
Just a good actor, and Negan's a cool character. He's like, you know, the bad guy that you're supposed to like.
Yeah,
he's not
you
the-
hate him so
he's
much
not
you
like
love
the-
him.
He's not like the governor.
He's
No,
like a
or
heel. He's like an
or the
anti-hero in wrestling. You know what I mean?
Or alpha. You know, like you're supposed to hate those people.
Right. Alpha
Whereas
is
Negan,
just.
Negan,
Right.
you hate, but you love to hate him. That's
Yeah,
like
because he's
wrestling,
so
that's what I'm saying.
entertaining. You know what I mean? Excuse me, I fed him spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like you gotta
I hope
love
you
him.
got your shitting pants on.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna
He
shit
just
your pants.
he just has these iconic one-liners, and that's kind of his whole thing.
I got
Negan's
Conan O'Brien
great.
here going on.
Negan's great in Tekken. Mikey Mike says. I forgot that they put him in Tekken. What does Melanie say? I have Sling now and it has commercials, but it gives me a chance to grab a snack or go to the bathroom. I guess. True.
That's true. That's true. Snack attack. All right. What is your favorite snack, Dan, during The Walking Dead?
I literally the only thing I snack on these days are nuts, dude. So like pecans. Pecans.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Pecans and almonds.
Dude, I got the postal service is outside right now, and they're backing the truck up. My dude is driving his own truck with rubber gloves on. I don't think he understands how gloves work. If you wear gloves out into public right now during this stuff, you're an idiot. Because basically, if you get the virus on your hands or the gloves, they're on your gloves. The virus is on your gloves.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
unless you're changing your gloves after everything you do, it's pointless. So this
Right.
guy's just wasting medical supply. So don't
True.
wear gloves, people, or masks unless you have the virus.
Oh,
Maybe,
Mikey.
maybe he's wearing gloves because he's got to touch dirty ass man.
Could be. That could be it. I'm glad to know that though, because I mean, when I touch my mail, I'm at least now I know that postmen don't touch my mail with their hands. What? Mikey Mike is I know people that are listening on audio can't see this, but Mikey Mike designs emotes on Twitch, and he has this emote that's a lemon that's being squeezed by the word easy that he said was inspired by Negan's line, "Easy peasy lemon squeezy." I remember when he said that.
Dude, did they ever? I mean, not to change subjects completely, but Twitch is kind of like a video game.
Ow. Oh yeah, video
Streaming
games.
site.
We haven't talked about video games at all, but video games are pretty much irrelevant on Twitch these days. But anyway, go ahead.
Irrelevant on what? Twitch?
Twitch, yeah. Nobody
Really?
watches
I know that they
Twitch for
show
video
wrestling
games.
on Twitch. I know TNA
Sometimes.
or Impact.
Sometimes, yeah.
But did they ever put Walking Dead characters into Mortal Kombat?
No, but Mikey Mike just said his cousin mains him in Tekken, so Negan is like a downloadable character in Tekken 7, I think. Yeah. So nice. Video games. Before we get off TV, is there any other shows to talk about? Terry, I've been watching Altered Carbon. Have you watched that show?
No.
It's awesome, actually.
I will. Before you get into Altered,
Okay.
just download into your brain the shows I'm watching right now. If anybody in the chat wants to chime in, I'm watching Better Call Saul, Walking Dead. I just finished McMillions. We just finished The Outside. Huh? What's up? I'm gonna drink the whole bottle of Bubby. She just yelled, "Are you gonna drink the whole bottle of Bubby?" Bubby.
I'm gonna make an emote out of
Maggie's
that.
leaving the house right now. Quest for a Blu-ray player.
Be safe, Maggie.
Dan says, "Be safe." She's going to his grandpa's house
Oh.
because he's got a Blu-ray player, and the doctor. My girlfriend is a third-year medical student. I'm joking. She is a doctor. She's a pediatrician. She's in her last year of residence, which means basically she's a doctor, but she has to work 100 hours a week instead of 20 hours a week, whatever.
Oof, that's rough.
She works about 100 hours a week. She's on vacation right now, back to go into the war zone on Monday. She's studying for her boards exams. Apparently the boards are a bunch of tests, not just one. And it's on Blu-ray, but we don't have a Blu-ray player.
On Blu-ray.
Yeah, we don't have
My
a
medical
Blu-ray player.
exam. That's
We
cool.
also have this book. We have this book here, the one I held up before. It's $1,000, this book. And our dog fucking ate a bunch of pages out of it because he's an asshole.
Yeah. So, show.
Oh, wait. So we were talking about...
You're watching shows.
Shows.
Right?
Oh, yeah. So shows.
Sorry, we all have ADD here.
Yeah, well, I have Bubbly, which is throwing me
Yeah.
up. I'm watching Better Call Saul. The Outsider was just finished on HBO, which The Outsider was fucking awesome. I know that one of our listeners, Joe Medee, he said to talk about The Outsiders. And
Joe
that was a
Medee.
book. Joe Madonna.
No, I know.
He's just not in the chat. The Outsiders started. If I can explain anything about The Outsiders without being a spoiler, it came in so hot. It was hot for like 4 or 5 episodes, and then it fizzled out with a fart. It was not that great. So I'm watching The Outsiders. That was my spoiler-free The Outsider. It's
Okay.
a Stephen King
It's
book
hard.
made into a show.
It's hard to talk about shows without spoilers, because on the Rude Dude Cast, we used to not give a fuck and just talk about spoilers. But when you're interacting with folks live, it's hard to. I feel like I'm more aware of it because I feel bad spoiling it for people that like I know. You know what I mean?
There's no season 2, best head ever. The Outsider is 1 season only.
Ah,
It just wrapped up. Maybe you're thinking
Okay.
about a different show. This is The Outsider on HBO.
maybe there's another show called Outsiders. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it started off strong and ended poor. Well, I think it
Okay.
just ended it wasn't that great. The Sinner, season 3, Bill Pullman, awesome, best president we've ever had. Bill Pullman, he was the president in Independence Day. He is the only reoccurring character on The Sinner. It's a USA show. It's like a crime drama. It's filmed also kind of where we live. So if you're trying to track us down and send us money, that's cool.
Send us money.
If that show's been pretty good, except for season 3 has been really fucking weird and not that great. Season 2 has Carrie Coon in it. She's a main character. Carrie Coon she's our love from The Leftovers.
See you later, Melanie. Mikey Mike says I need to watch Breaking Bad, and it is truly on my list of shit to watch next. I just have such a backlog of stuff.
I just got a text. Sinner is dope. So somebody, Joe Medee is listening in.
Joe Medee, okay.
Say
What
what's up
else?
to Joe Medee.
What else? Are you
Okay, so what
watching?
else? Oh yeah, so Better Call Saul, part
Okay.
of the Breaking Bad universe. Wrestling, McMillions, which is an HBO documentary about the Monopoly. You remember the Monopoly game from McDonald's where you'd rip off the.
Oh,
pieces
I
off?
saw a trailer for that documentary, dude.
Dude, watch that documentary. Dude, it's like fucking. Dude, it's like fucking. I wish I did my hair so I would stop touching it.
Yeah.
It's like the Fire Festival documentary, but like 6 episodes. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Basically, the McDonald's lottery game was being ripped, scammed.
It was a scam,
Pretty
dude.
much its whole existence. But
That's
not
crazy.
because of McDonald's, because of like some outside forces. Dude, it's so good.
That's nuts. The trailer made it look really good, and I want to watch it. But like I was just saying to Mikey Mike, like I have such a list of shit to get to. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, fucking, dude! The best thing about the coronavirus right now is that you finally fucking watch Watchmen.
And read it. Because, all right, so listen, guys, if you don't know, Mike Terry, much like the best head in chat, has been trying to get me to watch The Magicians for the last year. Mike Terry has been trying to get me to read The Watchmen and watch the Watchmen series on HBO. So much so that this motherfucker, hold on.
You're the second motherfucker that I've bought that book for and sent it to. I don't even own a copy of Watchmen, but you do.
This man bought me the book. He
Dude,
bought me the
oh.
book.
I don't even own the book. I bought you a copy, and I bought our friend Richie a copy when he was laid up in the hospital. And you two fucks haven't read the book yet.
It's
And dude,
true.
It's New York Times or Time Magazine most influential books of all time. Top 50.
Yeah. Listen to that
And-
thud. Listen to that thump, dude. Bible thump.
Oh, dude, it's a heavy ass book. And, dude, the TV show is a one and done season on HBO that was this year. By far, one of the best things I've seen in TV in a long time.
Yeah.
So good.
You said it was
and
really
it's
good.
And it's done by the motherfuckers who did The Leftovers. So you have no fucking excuse for not reading or watching this motherfucking movie show.
I love Damon
fucking-
Lindelof.
Dude, you read comic books, you watch TV shows, you like HBO, and you haven't fucking read The Watchmen, which has been out since before you were fucking born, or you haven't seen the shitty ass movie, you haven't fucking watched the show. I've had enough. I've had enough.
I'll watch it.
You got time, motherfucker. You huh?
You're right. That's good, dude. I will watch it. I will read it and I will watch it. I promise.
You got till motherfucking next Wednesday.
He's giving me a deadline. All right. So next week.
Next week when we come back for the cast part two.
I'll review the book. We'll review the book.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Right.
Shows.
You'll watch the show.
And I'll watch the show.
It's like 8 episodes.
I don't know if I could cram the show before next week, but what I'll do is
You got 8 motherfucking hours on your hands.
I'll read the book for next week, and then I'll watch the show for the week after. How's that? How about that? The shows that I'm watching, the shows I'm watching right now, obviously, as we just talked about, The Walking Dead and Westworld. Beyond that, I'm watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is in its 10th season. The living legend, Larry David. This is the best season of Curb Your Enthusiasm that they've done in years, because like season 8, season 9, and I think season 7 to some degree, all had these kind of ridiculous plot premises in Curb, where it's been about like some grand thing that's happening to Larry David. Like he's directing a Broadway play, or he's doing this, or he's bringing back Seinfeld for a reunion or whatever. Curb Your Enthusiasm, I read this article, so I'm not going to plagiarize someone's article, but what I will do is reference an article that I read about this season of Curb Your Enthusiasm that mentioned this show is at its best when the stakes are low, right? It's just everyday life shit. This season is about Larry David opening up a coffee shop to spite the coffee shop next door to it because they have shitty scones. And so he's opening up a spite shop. You know what I mean? To spite the owner of the other coffee shop. Yeah. It's low stakes shit. You know what I mean? And like that's kind of Curb at its best. So I've been enjoying that. It's funny as it's ever been. Leon, JB Smoove from Curb Your Enthusiasm is still hilarious. Larry David is still hilarious. And it's been great. Beyond Curb Your Enthusiasm, I've been, as I just mentioned, started binging Altered Carbon, which just came out with its second season. I'm not there yet. I just finished the first season, which was...
Ich bin betrunken.
What?
It's German for I'm getting drunk or I am drunk.
Nice, dude.
Someone texted me say something in German.
Oh, there you go.
Scheiße pills.
So, Altered Carbon's been good. It's a weird start. It's slow. It's like The Leftovers. You got to get through the first 5 episodes before it gets good. That's really all I can say about it.
No. 3 episodes.
Okay, you're right.
I'm not into a show where it's like, you got to watch half a to get into.
All right, fair enough.
That's why I gave up on Lost.
Ow. Lost was so weird because it was on ABC. If that show was on a network where they only did 10-episode seasons, it would have been fine. But because it was on ABC and they did 22-episode seasons, it was a shit show. Other than that, Lost was pretty good, all things considered. But that's all I'm watching. That's it.
So you got plenty of time to watch Watchmen.
And I will. No, I'm watching like 4 shows. I'm watching 4 shows. That's a lot, dude.
You're a fucking liar.
And the amount of wrestling I consume every week. And Twitch.
Stop twitching and watch.
All right, I'm going to stop streaming. I'm going to stop streaming and I'm going to binge more TV.
I think the big head will survive without you.
The big head. He'll be all right. So that's it for shows, right? What's the last thing I guess we could talk about? Video games.
Yeah, what are you playing?
Fucking shit all, dude. Fuck all. I mean, there's nothing good out. So, like,
Isn't there another Zelda game coming out?
Yes, but there's no date on it.
Dude, I saw a fucking meme the other day that was like, imagine Pokemon Go came out now.
Oh my God. It would be a flop. It would be a flop.
Yeah.
It would be a flop. Mikey Mike says he can't look at me knowing that I'm a Breaking Bad virgin. I'm sorry, Mikey Mike, but soon I will not be.
Yeah.
I promise.
We gotta break that hymen.
Mike Terry, in terms of the video games,
I'll be back.
Go ahead. I'll just talk to the chat. In terms of video games, a lot of you guys have witnessed my streams over the last year, you know what I mean, that I've been here on Twitch. And in this whole time, you guys see the kind of shit that I've been playing. It's been a lot of, when I first started streaming, it was a lot of like multiplayer games.
Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator. It was a lot of Fortnite and multiplayer
Tony
shit.
Hawk 3.
And, because the games that I really like just haven't been coming out anymore. You know what I mean? Like my favorite kinds of games have always been single player story based games. And that's something I always talk about while I'm streaming. You guys know that, like my regulars know that. And there just hasn't been a lot of that out. So I've been just kind of replaying a lot of games that I haven't played. in a long time. Like in January, I replayed Fallout 4. After that, I replayed the entire BioShock trilogy, which was awesome. I never, actually I didn't replay it. I played it for the first time. So I'm going back and playing a lot of older games. Right now, I'm replaying Zelda Breath of the Wild on my channel.
Older games?
Yeah.
Where my boomers at?
Oh, there it is.
Where's my boomers at?
There it is.
Where's my boomers at? You know what I'm playing?
What's that?
I brought this sweet.
Oh, you got the Raspberry Pi. Nice,
I got a
man.
Raspberry Pi. So anybody who's watching this that's not an avid gamer or knows anything about anything right now, really, there's a thing called Raspberry Pi. It's basically, Here,
you talk about this, and I'm gonna go pee.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Raspberry Pi. So this little thing right here, basically was, it's a motherboard, and it's filled with ROMs, which are basically, I'm not techie at all, but basically games that are from old systems. So this thing here called a Raspberry Pi has RetroPie on it. RetroPie is a program that has Sega Genesis, Nintendo, excuse me, that's a little bit of the bubbly, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, some N64, arcade games, some DOS games, but basically there's like over 10,000 video games on this little thing. If you're stuck inside, like everybody else is for the most part, I would order one of these things off of somewhere. I got it off of Etsy. Somebody made this for $120. They basically 3D printed a case for it, but all it is a bunch of ports to plug in a USB controller. This is a old Super Nintendo controller. That is a USB, and I think I'm gone. I don't know what just happened. Something happened. Am I here? Am I live? I don't know. Dan left, so I don't know if I'm here anymore. Can anybody in the chat let me know if I'm still here? But I'll just keep talking. So, there is a motherboard in here. There, you basically plug it into. You use an HDMI to plug it into your TV, and you could play pretty much most of the games that ever came out on Genesis, Nintendo, and Super Nintendo, and then a bunch of arcade games, a bunch of other things, and thanks, Mikey Mike. And you could basically play a ton of games on here. It's pretty cheap. I think a Raspberry Pi itself costs like $50-$60. And if you're good with computers, you could download RetroPie and download all the ROMs and games to this. But I'm just not 1,000% sure how to do that. So I just went to Etsy and found that somebody on Etsy had built this thing, and you can find a bunch of other people who do it. The back is like a SD card with all the games. And when I say like every game, I mean like every classic game. There's about every Nintendo game, Super Nintendo game, from Japan, Europe, Japan exclusives, like all the weird Japanese games and wrestling games, weird versions of Mario for Nintendo. And I'm like, if you ever listen to old Dudecast episodes, I'm very much a classic gamer. I have a PlayStation 2. I had an Xbox One that I sold, an Xbox 360 that's at my dad's house now, or if I ever have to go there, whatever reason, but I think he uses a DVD player and for Netflix and shit. But basically, I don't have any new systems. I love classic games. They're fun to play with friends, and and they're to play by yourself. Castlevania, all these games that are fucking a pain in the fucking ass to play. But yeah, Raspberry Pi, it's really, really fun. You can get pretty much any controller that is. This will work for Nintendo games and Sega games. It gets a little weird with PlayStation games because there's not the extra, toggles on the top. And same thing with Nintendo 64. There's no middle button. And dude, totally worth the $140 or whatever it was. Came ready to plug and play. I take it on tour with my band. We plug it into hotel rooms. I take it on vacation for whatever reason. Basically, anything that takes an HDMI player, HDMI cable, you just plug it in, and dude, it's plug and play, ready to go. That's what I've been, playing. I actually brought it to work, and I brought it home from work because of the self quarantining thing.
Sure,
but
of course.
That's my rant. Dan is back. I don't know if anybody. I can't see myself. It's gone.
I still see you. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we see you. Yeah, man, that's great. I mean, I always talk about like when it comes to like some of the retro games and shit like that. I'm so notoriously bad at like platformers. I'm just bad at it. Like I could play Mario and like simple platformers like that, but when it comes to stuff that's like some of these harder games, like some of the harder like Mega Man games, like Mikey Mike in chat is a big Mega Man fan. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm so bad at those.
I was playing Mega Man 2 and Batman and Super Mario Brothers 3. I got to the last world and I beat the game about a month and a half ago. I beat the game for the first time since I was like a kid. Dude, I forgot how hard that game is. Like it is.
What game?
Hard.
What game did you say?
Super Mario Brothers 3.
3 was good.
That's one of the great games. It's one of the best games ever.
3 was good.
It's basically what the movie The Wizard is about. That game.
The Wizard.
Fred's the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Oh, okay.
Fred Savage. It's an old movie from the 80s. Us boomers, no.
Us boomers, no.
I'm not a boomer. I'm 33. My birthday's
You're a millennial, brother. Don't let anyone tell you different. You're not a Gen Xer either.
My birthday is this week, so happy birthday to me. I was supposed to go to 4 concerts. I was supposed to play a concert. Play a concert. Who the fuck says that? I was supposed to play a show.
Perform at a
bunch
concert.
Of concerts. I was supposed to go to an XFL game and watch WrestleMania, and all those plans have been ruined. So fuck you, coronavirus.
Oh, dude, you could have been the sequel to the cheese guy in the XFL crowd. The dude that was just counting cheese. Was that dude just counting cheese, dude? Or he's like, hey, sliced cheese.
Yo,
XFL.
Throw it in the chat if you.
I don't got no cheese, man.
No,
what?
I mean the link of the cheese.
Oh, the cheese guy? I could probably look it up.
It might be tough. It's like first week XFL.
I'll just type in XFL cheese guy. I'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. XFL cheese guy. Hold on, let me go desktop.
I'm not worried about her toughness.
Hold on.
If you don't know, everybody knows what the XFL is in this chat.
Oh, of course. Everybody knows. Let me just go desktop. Bop, bop, boop. Here we go.
The real question is, where the fuck is Nate?
He gave up, I think. Oh, he's eating cheese. That's what it was. Just eating slices of cheese.
He's eating cheese? What is he eating?
So ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so, but,
stinky cheese in the chat.
I brought this Tom. If anybody's got a suggestion of which game I should play, I will play it, and then next week on the Rudu cast, because I'm assuming we'll still be locked down, so I'll do this again next Wednesday.
Of course, yeah.
I'll play a classic game. Yoshi's Island on Super Nintendo. Woo, that game was hard.
Play it, my brother. In terms of games that are coming out in the future, everybody knows what I'm excited about. I was talking about these games, I think, when the podcast was still around back in 2018. Cyberpunk 2027, which is coming out.
That game still hasn't come out yet.
It still hasn't come out, but it's coming out in September. Unless it gets delayed by the coronavirus, that would suck. But I heard that the developers made a statement that everyone at their studio is now working remotely, so there are no unforeseen delays or foreseen delays happening. It's still on schedule to come out in September, so I'm so happy about that. The Last of Us 2, right around the corner, end of May, I think, is coming out. I cannot wait for that. So we're going to be talking about a lot of those games in the future. And other than that, the only other thing on the horizon in terms of video games in the future are the new consoles, which are slated to come out holiday 2020. I have a slight feeling
new consoles coming?
The new Xbox and the PlayStation 5 are supposed to come out holiday 2020. I have a feeling that it's not going to happen. I think they're going to get delayed till 2021. Mostly because of the virus. I don't think people are going to be able to build these machines. I think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they want people like that in factories and stuff like that. Those things are going to need to go into production in like a couple of months. You know what I mean? So if we're still on lockdown, I can't see how it's going to happen. So, I mean, that could possibly be a thing, Who knows, though? I know Sony just did something about the PlayStation 5 today. They did some kind of live stream on YouTube about it. It was probably on Twitch too. I don't know, but so I don't know what the latest information is, but we'll talk about it next week. BMT, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. should we wrap it up? And you know, if you still want to hang for the stream, unless you have to go, you're more than welcome to hang for the rest of the stream. I'm going to be streaming until 6 p.m. But should we
shut down the
should we officially wrap up the episode just for the sake of not having like a 3-hour episode on YouTube and iTunes?
Yeah, perfect. Let's wrap it up. So, folks, thank you for joining us for a very special cast here in quarantine land. Find us at RudeDudeCast on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at the RudeDudeCast. Right?
We had a whole rhythm. I forgot what it was. Some of the shit's different. Some of the shit's different.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been so long. Should we just play an old episode?
Huh?
Should we just play it from an old episode? No.
Yeah. Facebook.com/RudeDudeCast. Twitter and Instagram at the RudeDudeCast.
That's what it is.
And we'll see you maybe next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. It seems like
a good time to do it. A good time as any.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll get Nate working. I feel really bad that but you know what? In classic RudeDudeCast fashion, we just roll with the punches, baby.
Yeah.
And you know what? Stay positive. Have fun. Clearly, you can see that we're having fun during these fucking times. Just, you know, take care of each other. Wash your fucking hands, you dirty fuck.
Wash your hands.
And, you know, don't go outside if you don't need to. Grocery shop. Get some exercise. Stay away from people. Social distance. You know, be smart. Don't, you know, do anything stupid. And in time, this shit'll end. But for now, join your boys, Mandaronius, BMT, Newt the Root. We'll catch you here next Wednesday at the RudeDudeCast. And that's all I got. Deuces. Take care of each other. And I'll touch my hair one more time.
Deuces and gooses, baby. And if you're an audio listener that's just listening on Apple Podcasts or Podomatic or something like that, come over to the Twitch on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we record this live, and come get in the chat, and we'll talk to you like we talked to all these wonderful people today.
Tell me the Twitch. What's your Twitch again?
Twitch. It's a complicated URL, guys, so I'll spell it out for you. Twitch.tv/man_Deronius. Man, MAN _Deronius. DARRONIOUS. Baby!
All right.
Why did I just do a Kofi Kingston? Deuces and gooses.